Hi everyone, I'm Maddie from Temple of Geek here at Anime Expo, and I am talking to Whitney Leopard, an editor and translator from Penguin Random House, and we will be discussing the manga, I Want to Be Your Girl. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How does it feel to be here at Anime Expo celebrating queer manga?
I mean, it's a dream come true because I've been an avid manga reader my entire life, and my entire career has been in graphic novels and comics, and so to be able to bring over more authentic stories into the manga space is just a thrill.
That's awesome. Super wonderful. Do you have a favorite series right now?
Oh, like manga, like everything?
Manga. We'll stick with manga.
Okay, manga. Yes, I mean, One Piece is one that I have been actively reading for a long, long time, so it is always a personal favorite. I was a big My Hero Academia fan, so I was very sad when the manga ended, but I have just been trying new things, and it's been a really good time.
That's awesome. So wonderful. So what were your initial reactions when reading this series?
My initial reaction to this was that whenever it was me and my editor, Jordan Blanco, and we're very familiar with manga, so we've read a ton of stuff out there. And so whenever we were reading this one, we were like, this story just feels special, and it feels like something that we haven't seen before in the manga space. And so whenever we had a chance to make this our debut manga series, we were like, we have to have this happen. And so we're just very excited that it is real and that we are able to then bring it out to people.
Yeah, it is an incredibly authentic story, and to hear it from high school perspective, and it's not even just about like your identity as a person, but it's about fitting in and trying to find your friends and things like that. And so it's very relatable to a lot of different people. How are you hoping that it relates to audiences?
I mean, I feel like the biggest lesson people can learn from this is that good intentions don't necessarily mean good results, because I feel like everyone in here is trying so hard to be the best versions of themselves, but also to help create space, for their friends, and in doing so can end up hurting their friends in the process. And I think it's one of those things being like, friendship is about communication. Friendship is about vulnerability and being there for each other, and don't make assumptions. Like, make sure that you are being true to yourself, but then also make sure you're communicating with those around you if they hurt you or if they're doing something that you are uncomfortable with.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Can you walk us through what the translation and editing process looks like?
Yeah, so for this one, we were very lucky. We were working with Mangamo, and Comixma was the original publisher for I Want to Be Your Girl, and Mangamo was the app that brought it over in English. And so whenever we were able to use their English translation, but Jordan, who's the editor for Ink Pop, he is also fluent in Japanese. He lived there for several years. And so we basically did a read of it, and we decided to take a different approach for some things and like tweak some content to make sure that while looking at the Japanese and looking at English, that we wanted to keep Takase sensei's vision true to the story, while also making sure that it fits what our own standards are when it comes to the graphic novels we published.
That's really cool. I'm sure that made it much more fluid having those people on your team.
Oh, yeah.
Was working on this then very different than things you've done before?
Oh, yes. I've worked on single issue comics when I worked at a comic publisher, and then since I've been at Penguin Random House, I've been working on original graphic novels for kids and teens. And so being able to work on a manga series and kind of getting a look behind that door with working on a translation, but then also just working with manga creator and kind of like being able to have those conversations with her and getting the content over with her has just been, a thrill. But I feel like at the end of the day, as an editor, your role is working with an author on making sure that you're helping them bring their story to life in a way that is true to their vision for it. And so that doesn't change regardless of what you're working on. And so it was just a joy to be able to do that with Takase sensei.
Yeah. That's really fantastic. How are you hoping that audiences react to this title?
Oh, I mean, I've already seen it because it's officially on sale this week. So we keep saying like AX is the birthday for the series. And so seeing fans come to the booth and seeing fans come and talk about the series has just been an absolute joy. There's been fans who read it on the app who are like, we're so glad to have it in print. And then there's people who are just like, I've never seen this, but it seems like it's exactly what I've been looking for. And so just seeing that response is thrilling, and it gives you the energy that you really need to survive Anime Expo.
Yes, absolutely. Have you had a favorite interaction so far, or something that's kind of stuck out to you?
My favorite interaction was this. I want to presume age, but around high school, like late teens age, was walking by and they were looking at other, because we're sharing a space with Inklore, because we're at the Inklore booth, and they're like looking at all these amazing books that Inklore is doing, and they paused because we had the book copies on sale, and they're just like, I've read this, but I didn't even know that this was going to exist in person, and they like almost burst into tears, and it was like so touching, but it just shows how much like these books are needed in these spaces.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so important, especially for young readers, to find themselves in these stories because, you know, the big battle action comics are great, you know, but it's nice to have the slice of life, the high school story where you can find yourself because a lot of us didn't have that growing up, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I was not fighting bad guys as growing up, but no, it's very true. I think that there's a ton of manga, there's a ton of genres, tropes out there that that are still, you know, that are being explored, but also still space to explore more, and that's something that we want to do with Ink Pop.
That's wonderful. Do you know how many volumes we're going to get of this series?
So this is a 4-volume series, and so by Anime Expo next year, all 4 volumes will be out. So by next year, you'll be able to have all the entire series.
Oh, yay. That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm very excited. That's also a fun thing with mangas because graphic novels take a long time to make if you're making like an original graphic novel. But being able to bring over manga, it's sitting here going like, I can have how much done in how short of time? This is amazing. So I'm actually very envious of my manga publisher colleagues.
I love that. That's so wonderful. Do you have anything else you want our audiences to know about the series?
I mean, it is special and it is beautiful, and we definitely did our best to match what Takase Sensei wanted with the series, and so we hope you enjoy it because we've definitely had a great time working on it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Whitney. It was great talking to you,
Yeah,
and I hope you have a great convention.
You too.
Thank you.